Let me contrast, again for your amusement, what global warming guru Tim Flannery, our former climate commissioner, predicted in 2007 with what the Bureau of Meteorology said today.
Even the rain that falls isn't actually going to fill our dams and our river system.
Widespread heavy rainfall is falling on already saturated soils and catchments, and dams are already full.
Sydney's dams, 99% full. Melbourne's dams, 90% full, which we haven't seen there in 24 years. 90% full, even though the city's grown, what, by a third. But does Flannery ever say sorry? I mean, the rain this spring has been amazing. And what happened to all that talk about how global warming was giving us more extreme fire weather? Fire weather, in fact, 2 weeks ago, there were even floods in Alice Springs, the middle of Australia. And to make our bush even soggier, the Bureau of Meteorology today formally declared we've now got a La Niña for summer. A La Niña? Well, joining me to explain that is Dr. Jennifer Marohasy, a scientist who's worked with universities and, by the way, Indonesia's Bureau of Meteorology. She's a senior fellow at the Institute of Public Affairs and editor of Climate Change, The Facts. Jennifer Marohasy, it's great to catch up with you after so long. What is a La Niña and how do you think it's going to affect us?
So it's usually associated with wetter conditions, and it's measured by the SOI index, which is the pressure difference, the air pressure difference between Darwin and Tahiti. So when you have a lower pressure in Darwin and a higher pressure in Tahiti, you have stronger trade winds, and the wind brings the moist air further across the Pacific, so it actually makes it to the Australian mainland, and we tend to have wetter summers and often more cyclones. So we've had 3 months of an SOI index of more than +7. It's actually, this November index is +8.6. So it is a La Niña, but it's not a particularly intense or severe one. In fact, if we go back to, say, the really wet summers of the early 1970s, we had La Niña indexes in the 30s. So November 1974, wow. It was +31. So we've got a mild La Niña at the moment.
But Jennifer, so if we do get more rain, unusual rain for summer, you've seen this before, you know what's going to happen, you'll see the stories in the ABC and whatever, oh, this is global warming. It won't be, it's a natural climate condition that comes and goes. La Niña alternating with
El Niño. So basically, Australia's a land.
Thank you. My Spanish is terrible. Thank you.
We live in a land of drought or flooding rains, because we have the El Niño is when we have the weaker trade winds, the moist air, the storms. The rain falls on the Pacific Ocean rather than making it all the way to the Australian mainland. So we have these El Niño conditions and we have drought. And then we have what we're moving into now, which is La Niña, and the trade winds are stronger, and we'll have a wetter summer. So, we have cycles within cycles. We have wet years, we have dry years, and we actually have good data on this ENSO cycle, La Niña, El Niño, back to 1876. That's a lot of data, and what we see are cycles.